Well, what's going on, everybody? It's been a while. I'm busy. House projects have consumed my free time. But back at it. I laid a track for Cora probably right at 72 hours ago. It's set longer than I intended, but we're gonna put her on it and see if this 1-year-old pup can't make it happen and surprise me in the process. So y'all stick with us. It's about a half-mile track, but it's been laid basically in a 2-track the entire way, all dirt level grass, no real anything to retain a whole lot of scent. And it's a little bit warm, but like I said, it's been sitting for 72 hours, so it ought not be too easy for her. I got faith in her, so we're gonna let her run it, see how she does, and I'll check back in as we go. So the trail runs this left track for a little ways, then it transitions between the left track and the right track every so often. And on a couple of occasions, it goes into the tall grasses on the side. So she's struggling a little bit right now to find it. We're gonna see if we can get her dialed in here. She's finally getting it worked out. She's a little bit off of it. She's gonna bounce it back to that left track here in a second. Hopefully. Yeah. She's on it right there, and she's gonna work up, and she's checking it a lot, which I'm not surprised, but she's finally on the right path. The good thing is she's worked it all out by herself, which is key. So we're gonna just keep slow going and see if she can achieve her goal. All right, so we are struggling here to pick this up. Thought she had it for a second, but to her demise, there was a quail that was right on this trail as soon as we got here, and I think this was kicking her off, among other reasons. So we're gonna work slowly, and eventually I'm gonna keep pushing her up this trail where I know it's going to see if she can pick it up. She'll find this leg before it's over with because she's got to have a wind, but I hope that she'll pick up the actual trail. I know it's a hard one. It was intended to be hard. She's got to learn how to problem solve, so we're gonna work through it and see how it goes. If you don't see them, I've got gnats tearing me up. If there's one thing about Middle Georgia, they are high population on gnats. Y'all stick with us. All right, so we're slow rolling on this track. She had a little bit of difficulty in a spot a little ways back. Not really sure. I think there was quite a bit of deer traffic crossing the trail there that was just throwing her for a mix, but she's doing pretty good now. Keeping on track, checking herself, and when she gets off of it, she usually gets back on it pretty quickly. So I think we're headed the right direction on this one. She's working at a little bit of distraction up there on the trail, but I don't imagine she's going to be on it too long. She's going to keep working it. All right, so we are working through another point of distraction for her. There's a water source here in this road, basically ruts full of mud and water. Probably one of the only water sources within, I don't know, 500-600 yards of where I am. There's heavy traffic on all sides coming into this, and she's gotten to it, and she's checking out all the systems to make sure that none of them are the one that she's after. It also didn't help her that I drug it through all of that mud and all that water just to help throw things off. And I'm sure she's hating me for it right now. We've got a storm rolling in on us. Look like she's finally gotten through this little point and is headed down the right path. We're about halfway through on this track. A lot of the hard stuff is probably just about behind us. We've got one more spot up here that I plan to be a lot of contention for her. And then we'll make a hook on a hill into the woods, which is where where my hooves are waiting on her. So, with a little bit of luck, we won't get struck by lightning before we reach the end. Y'all stick with us. Alright, so we had already made it past this. She was actually in that bend a second ago, but something about this area didn't sit right with her, so she decided to come back and give it another check. Looks like she's figured out that what she's after is not over here, and she's already gotten back on the track and is headed the right direction. My guess is she's slowly picking up some of the wind from the hooves. We're not terribly far from her, the wind's pulling from it. So it could be what she's doing is she's catching some of that wind. And she's just coming back and checking to make sure it's not somewhere off on this side where that source is coming from. But she's about halfway to the last little spot that I think is going to give her some trouble. And then I think once she gets through that, we'll be just around the end of this. And wait on her to get back into her track before I start moving. All right, so this was that last point of contention that I was expecting. She's pushed through it, obviously. She's working a little bit. She's not very far. She's got one more hill there, and a little bit more. She'll disappear behind those pines up there when she gets to the end of it. But I just wanted to note that this mud hole here is obviously deep, and there's been some folks back in here and playing in it with a vehicle, or at least trying to get through it anyway. So that, knowing now that there's been a vehicle obviously through here since we laid it, is only added to the distraction that she's been working through. This is public land, and this road is really supposed to be closed to vehicle traffic. But anybody that's familiar with public land knows that that's not always a rule that's followed, especially with youngins running around. But she's working through this, and I know that they didn't make it easier on her, because where that deep rut is on the right side is where I drug that hoof through. But she's gonna get through this little point, and then we'll be there. She's done well so far, so I have faith that she'll be on those legs in about 5-10 more minutes, and we'll be done with this. You should be at the 90-degree hook. That's gonna take her straight to the legs. She's really close to it. I don't know for sure if she's there, because I can't quite recall where I turned in at, but she should be on it, which is likely her currently working out to make sure she didn't lose it. Yeah, she's gonna be working right in there to it pretty quick. see if I can find my marker. Yeah. So she should eventually realize that she's past it. Just in there, you'll see my little PVC pipe, which is my training stick I made just to drag these things with. So she ought to work back into this and eventually realize that she needs to go in those woods and finish this off. She's going into search mode, obviously. I'll see how far she takes that. Wind is definitely competing with her now. It's shifted from being in her face to now being in her back, and it might benefit her in just a second if she keeps kind of pushing up and to the left. We'll just see. Nope, she's gonna work the ground instead. That's good. She knows she's close, she just doesn't know quite where it is. Yeah, she's finally got in far enough, it looks like. No, thought for sure she might have got a little bit of wind on it. She's I might be what's hanging her up. The wind could be pushing some scent over there on the little cap, causing it to kind of sit. But I doubt it. Yeah, she's finally got in far enough, it looks like. No, thought for sure she might have got a little bit of wind on it. She's that might be what's hanging her up. The wind could be pushing some scent over there on the little cap, causing it to kind of sit. But I doubt it. I know this is another point that's heavily trafficked by wildlife. This is a decent little transition point on this hill where a lot of deer bed off of that pine ridge, as well as coming to these tall pines to my left. And they'll work out in this little field area in these young pines and browse. Man, they typically do it right in this little region. So I'm sure she's probably working through a lot of that traffic too. Ooh, better get it figured out. We're gonna get turned into barbecue meat in a minute. I may, out of the sake of not getting electrocuted, pull her down here and then see if I can't get her redirected back on the trail. typically prefer to sit here and let her work this out, but I don't want to get electrified in the process. We'll see. Cora, here. Cora, here. Here. Find it. Find it. Here. Find it. Another lightning bolt back in that direction that last one was at. She better get it worked out. Cora, here. Cora, here. There you go. You were headed the right direction, dog. I don't know what's got her so drawn to that area. There's always a possibility that a coyote come in and stole my hooves and took them that direction. I doubt it, but hard to say otherwise. Cora, here. Cora, here. Here. Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it. About to cut this one short. We're getting awfully close on the storm front. She's pretty close, but she ain't close enough to get that thing before I get electrocuted. Cora, here. Cora, here. Cora, here. Find it. Find it. Here. 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 Cora, here. Find it. No. Cora, come on. We gotta go. Whatever's over there, leave it alone. Find it. No. Leave it. Find it. Find it. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Took you long enough. Good girl. Good girl. Well, that didn't really go as planned, simply because that weather put a little bit of a kink in the process, and I wasn't willing to wait a whole lot longer for her to figure it out and chance getting turned into a life insurance policy. So we're gonna quickly make the trek back to the truck and torment her with these deer legs in the process, because either way she did phenomenal work for a track that's set at least 72 hours on an area that had high traffic and little chance for scent retention. She did good regardless. Not bad for a pup. So appreciate y'all hanging in there. Look forward to the next round of this. Y'all let me know what you think. Give me your feedback. Always willing to learn from the experts. Thank y'all. What's up, everybody? I just got done laying a track for Cora. Let it sit. It won't sit as long as a 72-hour track, but it's going to sit for a little while. And it seems as though Cora decided to let herself out of the box while I was laying it. So anyway, we'll see how bad that throws her off, or if that has any impact to the track tomorrow. Leave it. Come on. Here. Because she had already started tracking it. But just been thinking about that 72-hour track that we ran. Ultimately, the ending of it. One, it's not an easy track, 72 hours. Not to mention it was an area that didn't offer a whole lot of scent retention, or had high traffic, which would further throw that scent off, throw her off of the one that she was working. But the ending of it, it's not resting well with me. Now, we did have the storms come through. And I think most of it really was me not truly understanding what Cora was telling me there towards the end, on what she was thinking and what she was trying to figure out. So the idea of the track that we just laid is to try and build back up to 72-hour, roughly a 72-hour track in the future, and maybe get an idea on why she behaved the way that she did towards the end. Not that she was kind of in her search pattern, being so close to it, that's kind of normal for her, but just how she was, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet from it there at the end, and she still wasn't getting to it. So I don't know if that's just because we kind of coaxed her earlier with that storm coming in, or if she was distracted, or what it might have been. But we'll set this and we'll run it sometime tomorrow evening. See if we could kind of replicate some of the same things. Again, not a whole lot of scent retention opportunity for probably half of it. And then I turned into some thicker stuff to work out a little in her favor. It's a short track. It's just a matter of I'm not laying it because I'm curious as to whether or not she can recover it. I know she can. I'm laying it for myself to kind of gather my understanding of her patterns. But y'all stick with us until that one. We'll see how she does. Take care.